Today's short is being brought to you by Goya Foods. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Your daily game plan for success. It's Sacks in the Morning. Steve Sacks.
Hi, Steve Sacks here with Sacks in the Morning, and welcome to our broadcast. Today is Monday the 18th. It is the day before the All-Star Game down here in Los Angeles, taking part in this and really enjoying all the festivities and things that are going on here. And today is just an acknowledgement day of one of my favorite players, a guy that I played against, a guy that was born the same year as I was in 1960, and it's the great Cal Ripken. Cal and I were fortunate to be Rookies of the Year the same year, and I was in the National League and he was in the American League back in 1982. Cal's a guy I played against in the minor leagues as well when he was in Miami with the Orioles and in Class A ball, and I was with the Dodgers at Vero Beach. So I've known Cal for a long, long time, and he never disappoints. This is a very, very solid person. This is a guy who leads by example, a guy that can be a quiet example of somebody who just does it by his action. And that's what I really respect about him. Just as a person, I know he's always so humble. He talks about being grateful for being able to go out and play in baseball for 3 hours a day while other people are out working and busting their tail at different jobs at plants or hospitals or doing different things like this. And he always felt fortunate. And the humility always came through with Cal, with the fact that he got to play baseball for a living. And he's so right about that. Another thing I really admired about Cal Ripken was his ability to evolve as a player. He could play pretty much any position. He was that gifted of an athlete. But the fact that we've seen Cal go through so many different batting stances and approaches at the plate and not afraid to do it. Some of his batting stance changes were drastic, and they all seemed to work because in the 3,001 games that he played, this guy was an all-star about every year. He was Gold Glove winner, Silver Slugger winner, and the list goes on and on and on. And lastly, what I'll say about Cal Ripken was the fact that this guy always showed up. I mean, isn't that the thing that I think is great about Cal Ripken? The fact that he was able to play 2,131 games consecutively to beat out Lou Gehrig, which was something nobody thought would ever be broken and probably never will now. But the fact that guy showed up every day, he used to have kids come up to him and say, you know what, Mr. Ripken, I've showed up every day at school because of what you've done, and I'm following what you did, your example. And they not only had perfect attendance for 1 year, but they did it every single year, all the way through high school, which is just an amazing thing. Or people that worked at hospitals for 31 years in a row and say, I never missed a day's work because of your example. That is a tremendous thing and a very powerful thing, and I'm sure he's very proud of it. And we're all proud of it, the fact that we've been able to associate with the great Cal Ripken. So why am I so glad to talk about Cal Ripken? Because I think there's a lot that we can take from him in our own personal lives. Number one, having the great gratitude and humility that he showed throughout his life. That's a really powerful trait for leaders especially, and Cal Ripken was certainly that. And secondly, the fact that he was able to innovate and evolve as a person so much and wasn't afraid to do that, to go out and bounce off the wall of failure at times and continue to get better. I think that was a great thing. And lastly, just showing up, man. That is a great thing. For kids in school, if you just show up, you get a C. Even if you just show up and do your homework. I mean, it's pretty basic. Cal Ripken took that to the limits. And I think that's something we can all be grateful about, is the fact that he showed up and he did it 2,131 times consecutively. And that's my short for today. If you like what you heard, give us a positive review, subscribe, and share. Also, remember that the Sacks in the Morning swag is now available on my Instagram site. Go to SacksInTheMorning_podcast. You'll see it right there on the Instagram, and just hit the link. Everything's there: mugs, hats, tumblers, you name it. Take advantage of it. Today's short was brought to you by Goya Foods. If it's Goya, it has to be good.